Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to give you guys an update on Control Token, where we're at, what's the plan moving forward. Is the token dead? Are we giving up? So I'd actually say that, first of all, if you're not paying attention to the token, that I think we're in our best position that really any crypto's ever been in, and I'll explain why later on. We've paid out $200,000 worth of stablecoin, and we have another 221,000 that is going to pay out in 102 days. So we still have about 3 months left before the control event. And so basically every project that we launch is going to fuel rewards back into control tokens. So we're going to be launching new projects, and a percentage of that volume is going to come back to you guys in the form of rewards. And every utility that we make, revenue from that will be coming back towards control token holders as well. So it's all going to come back to you guys, the holders. For as long as I'm in crypto, any project that I launch or any utility that I make, it'll be coming back to control token, because control token is the heart of everything we're doing. The reason that control token is in the best position that I think than probably any other crypto is because we have basically discovered what the main problem of crypto is, and we found a multitude of ways to create these new kinds of cryptos that balance that problem. So typically with a project, you have 100% of the buys going towards selling, and it goes towards rewarding the people who sell, and you have maybe a very small percent that goes towards holding in a tax token. What we've basically discovered with control token is a way to be able to control that. How much percentage do you want to go towards holding? How much percent do you want to go towards selling? Typically, if you do a tax token and say you want to do 30% towards holding, then people would have to pay a 30% tax, and no one's going to pay a 30% tax. But because of our creation of taxless tokenomics, because we figured that out with control token, you can have as high a tax as you want, and as long as you're using the supply to cover it, then the holder doesn't have to feel the hit to their bag. So basically, they can buy reward projects without having to pay the fees because of taxless tokenomics. Where did taxless tokenomics come from? Control token. That's why every token that we launch is going to benefit from creating these really awesome new projects that's going to fuel back into you guys on control token. So say you wanted to do that 30%, well, then you'd have 70% incentive towards selling or leaving the project, and then you'd have 30% towards holding and staying in the project. The ability to control this percentage, if you want it to be 50-50, 10-90, it allows for you to incentivize your community to stay, rather than if 100% goes towards selling, then you're 100% incentivizing your charts to get dumped. The other really important thing that we've discovered is how you get that 30% or whatever that percentage is towards holding back to the holders. So if you do it all in rewards, then they all get to share it. But if you can find a way to give it to a smaller amount of wallets that's still fair, then you can have huge value in staying. Because typically there's more reward for selling your bag than holding for rewards. So we want to reward you for holding, and we want to reward you significantly for holding, so that you can get people to stay in a project and commit to its success. So our newest project is SolCtrl. You just go to SolCtrl.com and you'll be able to check it out, read the white paper. What we're doing with SolCtrl is we're going to be launching basically control tokenomics on Solana. It's a 10% buy fee, a 10% sell fee, but we give you extra tokens. So when you buy through the website, we give you about 13 to 14% extra tokens. So you end up having no buy fee, and your sell fee is only 8%, and that's if you sell. So we're the first reward project in the history of crypto where you get the benefit of getting a 10% reward project without having to pay any fee. You actually don't pay anything unless you sell, and instead of paying 10 in, 10 out, you pay 0 in and you pay 8 out because of taxless tokenomics. So we're the first project in the history of crypto to do that. That's in its pre-sale right now. If you guys want to join the SolCtrl token, all you have to do is send Solana to the pre-sale address. And so send Solana to the address. It's at SolCtrl.com. It's at the very top. It ends in PI. With this project is we have 4% Sol every hour. So Solana is the native coin. It's like getting BNB every hour. So 2% every week, That builds up for an entire week. And then you have 2% every month. And the rewards are really good because you're basically getting 6%. Everyone gets it. But what we do is this last monthly one, we pick 5 random tokens, and 5 people get to share 2% of all volume. So instead of like 2% going to everybody, 2% only goes to 5 wallets, and they get to share that. So we pick 5 random tokens, and if one of those tokens is in your wallet, then you get to be one of those people. You can win once per month, but you can win every month that this happens. 2%. So if we did 10 million in volume, then 5 people would get $40,000 worth of Solana. If we did 100 million in volume for the month, then 5 people would get $400,000 worth of Solana. So typically rewards, they don't really counter the sell pressure like we want, but when you have this big a payout, it really incentivizes everybody, especially your whales, to stick around for that huge payout. Nobody's done this before. Nobody's covered a buy fee before. And I haven't seen any project that has a huge payout coming from monthly volume to a few holders. So I believe we're the first project to do both of those things. And so if the project does well to the degree that we do well, if people want to copy us on Solana, they're not going to be able to. They will have to create that. And so at the end of the month, we have the launch pad for anybody who wants to make a similar token to us. And then you have a utility revenue token that has a new narrative. And so if you go to SolCtrl.com, SolCtrl.com, you can check out the website. Here's the contract address. You just click that, it'll copy it, and then you just send Solana to it, and now you're in the pre-sale. We got those tokenomics. 70% of the supply is locked to give to the new buyers. You pay 0%. The sellers, you only pay 8%. It's the lowest tax project with the highest rewards ever created. 10 billion in volume, 5 people get 40,000. 100 million in volume, 5 people get 400,000. If we hit 1 billion in volume in a month, which could happen, but that'd be 5 people getting $4 million worth of Solana. That gets you guys up to date on what the path forward for Control Token is to create new types of cryptos that finally balance selling versus holding, and it's to create utilities that allow for people to make these types of cryptos, and it's all going to come back to you, the holders on Control Token. You can sit back and do nothing, but the more active community we have, the easier it's going to be to get momentum, to get excitement going. Join us at SolCtrl, and we got a lot of exciting things for Control Token lined up.